Hello,
Hello, hello.
how are you this fine evening?
Much better now, Lynn. I need this. Honestly, I've not had the best day, but this is helping.
Oh,
How are you?
well,
How's the back?
I'm okay. Apart from, now I've sorted my back out. I've hurt my neck, and
I know.
I think it's the exercises that the osteopath gave me to do, and I think I've probably overdone them. Anyway, I'm going back. I'm going
Oh,
back tomorrow, so I'm just
okay.
speak
Yeah.
to her and say, is this normal? So
Mm.
I'm all stiff round here today. So it's all
That's not good because you're sitting down all day, so in that
yeah.
same
I
position.
know. I took
Poor
Dave out
you.
earlier, so we went for I took some painkillers and then took him out for a long walk because I thought I just need to move,
Yeah.
move a little bit.
Yep.
Because you're
Get the
right,
blood
sitting
circulating.
here all day in one position is definitely no good for me. So I do want
Yeah.
to try and at least get up every hour or so, even if you're just going to go
Yep.
make a drink or go
Yeah.
upstairs, loo, or something that just makes me move a little bit more.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm getting to the age now where I seize up if I sit down for more than half an hour.
Oh, I've been there for a while. Joined the club.
Chris was
We should
laughing at me.
let's
He
all
said, "You need one of those chairs that like lift you up." I was like, thanks,
I
thanks
I
for that.
don't think you're at that stage yet. Definitely not. Oh
Oh my
dear.
god!
Just before this, I had a call from the bank. I was exercising away in the living room. I had the call from the fraud department. Someone that I have a virus on my phone, and someone was trying to pay for something on Amazon for £1,000. So I was on the phone for ages. I said to him, listen, I have a Zoom at 7. I have to go. So we got that sorted by about 6:45. Then he said, oh, I might call you back at 8. I said, no, no, no. I said, I have no idea how long the Zoom is going for. So, yeah, so that's probably about the fifth, sixth time that my account's been compromised, and then I have to go and get a new card
Oh,
and then
I
update
know.
all my accounts where I've got that card recorded because the card number changes. So, but anyway, at least nothing's been taken. That's the main thing.
Oh God. Well, yeah, and it is good. I mean,
Oof.
something similar happened to Ian. His card got I don't know whether it's I can't say his card got hacked, but somebody tried to buy some food on one of these apps, and so the bank got in touch with him to say, "Look, is this you?" Because obviously that's not that's not our
Yeah,
typical behaviour.
yeah, yeah.
And they said, "Yeah." So he ended up having to change all his cards, and
Wow.
it's just a nuisance, isn't it? I mean, it's
Yeah.
good that they're looking out for us, but
And the fact that they're on top of it, I don't know how they do it with all those
yeah, I
transactions.
know. I think again, it's algorithms, isn't it? They look at your
Yeah,
spending habits, and if it spots something out of the ordinary, it gets in touch with you. Good
yeah.
evening, Chelsea Ann.
Oh, we have.
Good
This is
evening, Lynn. Just give me 1 second. I am in the process of changing it.
this is
Yes, to
Heather.
the 8th of March, I can permanently change it back to Heather Bird.
Oh, there you go. I
Rename.
thought who's Chelsea Ann who's trying to get in on this training, and then it clicked.
Thank you, Lynn. There we
Because
go.
I
It's
know because
changed
Ali
now.
Ali keeps joining on her daughter, doesn't she? We call Ali Georgie now.
Yeah.
She's usually Georgie, not Ali. So, yeah. Oh,
I
Oh
John.
did
dear.
have a dog join today on my training, and clearly it was not a dog.
Oh, right.
I think her
That's
name was
funny, isn't it?
Anne.
I know. We all have these like other people's accounts that we get in, don't we? I was training today as well for the chamber, and there was some of them didn't have the videos on, so they can choose whether they have the video on or not. And,
Yeah.
and I called out a Marie who turned out to be a Kevin.
Joanna.
So Marie, what are you doing? Actually, it's
But
Kevin. I'm using
but
my wife's.
Lynn, did you have any cats?
Any cats?
Cats, yeah.
No, no,
I know. Okay, because you
no.
know that happened in America.
Oh, you mean the guy in the court? The guy in the court. Oh, that was
I
hilarious,
thought that
wasn't
was
it? Yeah.
hilarious. Yeah.
I
No,
had
I
a
haven't.
lady, a man, or a lady or a man, actually had, I think it was Deadpool figure in his logo.
Oh, really?
You with me? Now,
Yeah.
if you stop your video, all I got then was this superhero figure, and obviously that was his son.
Mm.
That was
Oh no, it is funny, isn't it? So yeah, yeah, things you have to kind of just work around, don't you, these days of just living online. But it is
Yeah,
quite amusing. But yeah, that cat thing was hilarious.
it was
So I kept saying,
classic.
I'm not actually a cat. No, we know you're not
That's
actually a cat.
right. We
yeah, she
kind of
said
know.
that, didn't they? I'm not
Yeah.
actually a cat. I can't get rid of this.
It's just so funny. And it
Lynn,
was
you
the
know
cat
that
thing.
Jab and Go advert?
Yes,
It's
yes.
been removed. I've heard
I
that
know,
they're
it's
not
been
allowed to do
banned.
it anymore.
No, it's been
Oh,
banned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What a
oh,
stupid
Yeah,
advert though, hey ho.
I know. Yeah, they banned it because they said it was socially irresponsible to encourage people to go on holiday in the middle of a pandemic,
mm,
with or without a vaccine. But I dare say it will come back once we've got vaccine passports and goodness knows what
mm,
else sorted out. But we'll see, won't we?
mm.
What's that you're drinking, Joanna? Are you on the vino as well, or is that just Carmel and her normal bad habits on an evening?
No, that's just water. You see, I forgot. I completely forgot to
Oh,
Ah,
go make a drink.
oh no, you can
you've
have
got
some of mine.
water. No, that'll be water.
Oh.
I've had to opt for for lemon. I've had to have lemon this week because I've got a bad infection
Oh, lovely.
gone to
Oh,
my liver. Not my liver, my
oh,
kidneys.
The kidneys.
oh,
Oh dear. Oh God. Well,
Yeah.
this is
that's not
Heather,
good.
everybody. You've probably
Oh,
met
Heather.
Heather. You've probably met Heather inadvertently in one of the challenges. She will have given feedback, or she will have been popping in and out of the lives. Heather's been with me forever
Hi,
and
Heather.
ever, ever and ever. Just like Lisa, really. The three of us were like three musketeers, like we would go back
Mm.
quite a so this is Heather. Heather, this is Joanna, and Carmel. We're expecting Ali to join us, but she
Are
does
you?
have
I was
some
gonna ask, are you two ladies in the UK or are you elsewhere?
Yeah, I'm in
UK.
London.
Ah,
Mm.
I think it's
Yes,
because of your accent.
same.
Yeah,
East
okay.
East London
Oh,
now.
I'm Australian.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Because I know Lynn's got a few international buddies.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's right. Someone,
Kathy.
someone from the States. Yeah.
Yeah, Kathy. One of them who pops up regularly. She can't make it tonight. I did actually invite her, but she can't make it tonight. Ali says, "Hi, Lynn." You've got to love her, haven't you? I'm in the middle of sorting a problem out with Facebook. So I'm really
Mm.
sorry, but not going to make it this evening. See you next week. Making progress with posts, though, using keywords and all the right hashtags.
Oh, good. Good girl. Mm.
Oh, so let me just reply to her. Uh, right, okay. So, Pinterest then. Heather's been badgering me for ages to do some training on Pinterest, and then Carmel started badgering me, and I knew that Joanna was doing looking at Pinterest as well. So I thought, well, it's about time I actually did some, got my finger out and did some training on it. So hopefully, I had to do a little bit of brushing up yesterday because, like I said, every time you don't use social media for a month, something on it has changed.
Yep.
When
Yeah.
I went onto Pinterest yesterday, I think just about everything had changed.
Oh, God.
So it's a good job that we're doing this tonight, because if I'd have just emailed you responses, they probably wouldn't have made sense because everything's in different places now, which is why I do like to do these things live.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if I tried to just record the mastermind? I'd be re-recording it every fortnight, wouldn't I? So, I thought I'll just do it live, and this is kind of the proof that's the better option. So I'm just going to share my screen. On this one. Okay, can you see my business hub here in front? Yeah,
Yes.
okay, that's always a good start, isn't it, when we get this far and nothing breaks. So, right, have you all set up your business account on Pinterest? Yes, yes, yes.
Yes.
So normally then, when you log in to Pinterest, this is what you're presented with, is your business hub usually, yeah? Which is a bit annoying because you don't really want to be in your business hub. You want to be in kind of your homepage. Although, you know, it's worth having a little look around and start getting used to what it shows you and clicking on stuff to see what's going on. You can see what sort of engagement and stuff your pins are getting. You can see there that I've had 59.7 thousand impressions of my pins, which is down 89%. That's quite
Oh,
yeah, it will be down because obviously I was promoting the challenge the previous month or two. So it is going to be down compared to the impressions I was getting when I was promoting that. You can see that I've had 49 saves of recent pins and 172 outbound clicks. Now, this is what you're looking at, really. This is what you're interested in, because these outbound clicks means that people have clicked on your link, and that link is wherever you wanted them to go. It should be your landing page, your sales page, your website, wherever it is that you're sending them to. So you can have a quick look, and jot some notes down and see how you fare week to week. So it's always a good idea to kind of keep your eye on it. If you're running ads like I have, you can see here that it shows you your recent ad results as well. So you can see I've been actually promoting this, which is my freebie, and that's the only one that's been running over the last 1 month or so. So it tells you what you've spent, what impressions you've got, how many saves you've had, and how many clicks to your freebie you've had. So, and I've been spending £1 a day, guys. So this isn't like bank breaking amounts of money. So that's over about 2 months, as you can see, 57 quid, £1 a day. Yes, Heather. Or are you
It's
just
very,
sitting there
very,
with your hands up?
yeah. Put your hands up, baby. Anyway, I've just literally clicked on Pinterest very quickly and I thought, I can't see this. And I wasn't aware that actually I wasn't on the business side of it.
Okay.
Now I've gone on to business. Now I can see all of this.
Yes.
That's interesting.
Great stuff. Okay. Yeah, you want a business account because you want to be able to get into this, so you can look at your analytics the same as you do on all of your other sites. You want to see what's going on. You want to see what your best pins are. And it's really good if you are sort of doing promotions, particularly because you want to see which pin is doing better than others. Now, this one, for example, this was the one that I used to promote the last challenge on, and this outperformed every other pin I put up against it. Why? I've no idea. It just says basically what it does on the tin: make more sales from social media, reserve your place today, and then it has a testimonial on. So as I've told you before, you need to tweak and change things and just test. So this one next to it was one of the ones I tested against it, which, as you can see, has got virtually the same words. It actually looks more interesting, I think. It's got a star on it. It's got what is, I consider, a stronger testimonial on it. And yet that didn't do nearly so well as this one. So, go figure. Sometimes it doesn't make sense. You just have to keep testing your pins. But if you go into this section when you log in, you'll be able to do that because you'll be able to see which pins are getting the most response. Okay, but we'll forget about Business Hub for the time being, because what you really want to know is, how do I create a pin? And where do I put it when I've created it? And what does she mean by boards? And how do I follow people? Okay, so that is what we're going to look at today or tonight. All right, so where it says business, you can swap that to your home feed. And when you go onto your home feed, this will just give you pins that they consider you're probably going to be interested in because of pins that you've looked at before or pins that you've saved to your boards before. So as you can see, my pins are all about, WordPress and social media and online stuff, because that is what I've looked at. That is what I've been interested in. for the last however many years I've been on Pinterest. So that's pretty much what they'll show me more often than not. But I'm going to click up here on my little photograph. And then that's going to open up my sort of my own home, where all my pins are, if you like. So instead of other people's pins that they want me to save to other boards, this is basically now what I call my profile. All right, so all I've done, you can see I've just clicked on my little photo just up here, and it's now opened up my profile. So this is all my pins. You can see here that that's kind of my header. You can see my little bio there. You can see I've got a scheduled pin, and I'll show you how to do those as well, but your scheduled pins come up. I've got a story pin here, but you won't be able to create story pins because you have to be invited to create story pins, and to be invited, you've got to have been using the platform for quite a long time and been creating pins and boards for a while, because it's still in the test phase. So ignore the story pin. And then down here are pins that I've created, different types. So we've got little sort of standard static pins here, as you can see. And then we've got some video pins over here, and you can put videos or images into your pins, and I'll show you how to do that as we go along. Now, what you will probably see on all these pins is what's common about all of those pins.
They've got a title and they've got an image.
Yeah. Do you think
And
that
they've got
they look?
your laptop, you know what I mean? Web address.
Yeah. Do you think that they look similar?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because they've all got the same background, haven't they? They've all got the exact same background. So although they've got different titles and different images, okay, if you spotted that, any one of those over a period of time, you would kind of think, oh, that's one of Lynn's, yeah? Because they all kind of have a very similar sort of look and feel about them. So you can see that they've got a title, they've got an image, and then they've got the website address at the bottom. That's kind of what you're aiming for, so that you stand out instantly. So exactly the same as you do if you template your social media posts, you kind of need to template your Pinterest pins as well, so that people start to get used to what you look like. So use your color, whatever your brand color is, as a background, and then try and create pins that look similar to each other, even though they might say different things and have different images. So you can see that these images are all completely different. These are just logos. That's just a cartoon character. That's a picture of an actual person. They're all different images, but they've all got the same kind of look about them. All those pins, you would say, yes, they belong to the same family. If we just move down a little bit, you will see another family of pins. Can you see there that they are all very similar? Yeah. Here's another family of pins. So what you're trying to do is to create something that people will recognize you for over a period of time. So use your images from your websites, use the colors for your branding. Try and just make things look similar. Okay, so that's just before we get started, before you go off. Right, have you all had to play with Canva?
Yes.
Yeah. And you're all quite happy using Canva? Yes.
Yeah, it's great.
Yes, it is. Right, so I'm going to go on to Canva and I'm going to create a pin.
Okay. So.
Right, let me just move this out of the way down here a little bit. Right. Okay, so you know then that you've got all of your designs, or you can use these templates. So I'm just going to scroll across until I find the Pinterest. And like everything else, they've changed how they do this as well, and I don't like I don't like it nearly so much because I can never find the Pinterest one, even though it's one I use all the time.
You'll have to search it at the top.
I know,
Search.
I know, and it just
Yeah, I
annoys
know.
me because it's one I use all the time, so it should be here, shouldn't it?
It should. Yeah.
Right.
There we go.
Still have to put it in, aren't I? Pinterest pins. There we go. Okay. Right, so you can use any of these pre-made templates if you're not up to creating your own, but the danger with that is that other people will have used the same template, and so it's not going to look very much like you. It's just going to look very what's the word, generic. Yeah, so it's not going to be too much like you. So what I'm going to do is I am going to create my own, and the custom size, again, it should be on here. So I want to create a Pinterest pin, and it's going to give me now the right shape template to use. Okay, and then I'm just going to choose my background, and that can be a color. You can put your own branding color in here. So I'm just going to go and create that pink that I showed you on the earlier one. So that's one of my colors. And then you can have a look in photos, and you can search. I'm going to just search social media, because that's kind of what I create. And then it will give me all sorts of things that I can use on my background. I'm looking for something like that, so we'll put that on there, and then we'll blow that up. I'll have that kind of the whole width, and then I'm going to put my text, and I'm going to put and I'm just going to move that to the bottom, and then I'm going to move that down a little bit, and then I'm just going to put a heading. And I'm going to squish that in. I'm going to make it much bigger.
I've learnt today, Lynn, how to arc my text.
Oh, I know, it's great, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like I did on my Instagram one.
I don't know. I'm designing a logo. I'm in a new community association committee for the estate, and they want a logo. And I said, I can do a logo. And she wanted it arced around the tree.
Brilliant.
I must have learned something new today.
Right, free.
She can take the next session. Heather, you can take the next session then.
Yeah.
I'm good,
Give Lynn
but
a
I'm
break.
not that good. Leave it to the expert, Mrs. Lynn.
Right, okay. So that's basically your pin. All right, it doesn't have to be any more complicated than that. So obviously, Carmel, your image would be one of the images that you've got on your website. Joanna, you would use images that were of people in a situation, you know, like a one-to-one talking kind of situation, or something that represents what you do. Yeah, so obviously it's coaching, goal setting, that kind of thing. So you would expect to see people talking to each other, I suppose. Yeah, so it's using images that either show your product or demonstrate your service.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Okay. Yes.
So this, believe it or not, demonstrates my service, okay? Because
It
it's
does.
just showing, you know, different social media things, isn't it? Really. So it is still demonstrating my service. And once I've created my pin and I've checked the spelling, because once you post a pin, it's there forever. And it would, you know, it would have been the first time I've put one out with a spelling mistake and then nearly died afterwards. So I always go through and check so that I have actually spelled everything. I've got letters around the wrong way, especially this one, because I always put the so sale media. I usually put challenge. Okay, right. Okay, I'm quite happy with that.
Right.
So I'm just going to download it. So I've got a pin to play with, basically.
Right.
Lynn,
Lynn?
Canva's asking me,
Oh.
yeah.
You
You
said
go.
that a pin is on forever, so can you never ever delete it then?
You can, but only from your own board. Once it's been pinned to someone else's board, that's it.
Right, spelling mistakes and all.
Spelling mistakes and all. I know.
Yeah, I die too. Yeah.
I spelled Halloween wrong. Can you believe that?
Oh dear.
One of my pins. I know that was like
Oh.
4 years ago. I've never made that mistake since. You know, I make sure I
Yeah.
check everything now.
Yeah.
All right.
Lynn, can I ask you just one thing?
Yeah.
When I go into Canva, I go up to the templates. Would I find the Pinterest template in there?
You probably have to search for it. You just put it in the search bar. So when you go into
Okay, so
templates,
search it.
go into
Do a
the search,
search.
just put pint, and once you put pint, it'll come up with it.
Right. Okay.
Okay. And now I'm getting this asking me if I want to animate my design. I'm not sure whether that's because I've upgraded. I'm not sure
That's
whether
new, Lynn.
it might not. It might not be on the free one. But anyway, I'm not
on the
going.
paid. I'm on
Right.
the paid version, and I'm getting it a lot as well. Every pin I do.
Yeah.
Sorry, every
only appeared in the last week.
2 days,
Yeah.
week, yeah.
That week, yeah.
Do you want to animate it now?
Yeah. So you can put an animated one in, and it literally just comes out like that. So these are great though for if you want to do things like reels. You know, yeah, because because it's like really quick, isn't it? You can create. I tell you, anything that I can find that makes things easier and quicker, you know, simpler. But that's a great way of creating a simple little reel for Instagram, isn't it? If you can just do a pin and then it'll just animate it for you. Wow. Okay, I'm all for that. I know. But anyway, I'm just going to download it as is for now. So download. Right, so now I've got it to play with. So going back to Pinterest. So at the moment then, it usually comes up with the created page, all right? So it'll be all the pins that you've created. But what we want to actually do is go to the saved, all right? So just click on here where it says saved. And this then will show you all the boards that you have and all the pins that are on the boards. Now, yeah, don't get too excited, all right? You don't have to create all of these all at once. This has grown over a period of years. This is only one of my Pinterest accounts. I have 3. And on one of my other Pinterest accounts, I have 47 boards, okay? This one, slightly less. But if you have a look, you'll find that they're all kind of about blogging and social media and online marketing kind of thing. But there are a few weird and wonderful ones on there, like finance planning, for example. I won't go into why I've created that. There was a reason, but it doesn't matter. All right, so what you need to do is create some boards. And it's the boards that where your pins live. So once you've created your pins, you pin them to a board. Now, there are 2 ways that you can create a board. You can create one straight from here, which I'm going to show you how to do first, or you can create a board when you're about to pin your pin. But the problem is, if you do it that way, your board probably won't be as well created as it will be if you do it first. So to create a board, we're just going to go over to the right-hand side and click on this plus sign here. None of this, I might add, existed when I last came into Pinterest. This is all
Right.
completely new. All right. So we're going over to
Okay.
the right. We're clicking on this little plus sign. And you
Lynn,
can see
just checking, you are recording this, aren't you?
I am.
Oh,
Yeah,
cool.
but thank you for reminding me.
Yeah, because I know you forgot the other day. That'd be awful.
Yes. Thankfully, it was just you know, we didn't really need to record that one, did we? But
Yes, it's
yeah,
fine.
if it had been the landing page one, oh God, yeah. So,
Yeah.
yeah, in future, guys, just make sure that the session is recording, please.
Okay.
So, all right, so we're going to click on this little plus sign here, and then it says create a pin. It says story pin. You won't have that, but you'll either be able to create a pin or create a board. So we're
Oh.
going to click on board. Then it says create board, and then it says name. Now it gives you an example, but what you need to do here is think about your keywords. Now you've been through the mastermind, we did keywords last week. You should now have a whole list of keywords that you want to be associated with your business. So for example, obviously a lot of mine are around social media, online marketing, things like that. So I'm going to call mine free social media training. Right, might not let me do that because it's saying I've already created it. I did create it and then I deleted it. So we'll see if it lets me create it again. And then can you see it says keep this board secret? Yes. Now you can keep it secret while you're creating it and until you've got a few posts, a few pins on it. And that's probably what I would recommend that you do, because what you don't want to do is put a board out there that's got no pins on it. So I'd keep it secret for a little while until you've got at least, I'd say, 15 pins on it. And then I would make it public. So just click on that, keep it secret and create. Okay, board can't be saved. Try a different board name because you've got one like this. Okay, so I'm just going to put free social media support. Right, create. All right, and then it's going to say save some pins to your new board, and then it's going to give you some pins that are similar to the topic that you've just, you know, similar to the keywords that you've just called your board. So I've called mine free social media support. So you can see here, this got social media manager, calculator, create your social media images, multi-purpose, business, Facebook cover. So there are, you know, pins that are relevant. Now you might say, well, why do I want to pin other people's pins to my boards? And we'll get to that in a little bit. But for now, I'm just going to pick that one and that one and that one and then click done. All right. So I've got 3 pins on my board to start me off. All right. Now, the next thing I want to do is edit my board. So I'm going to just do that again. Where these 3 dots are at the top, I'm just going to click on those. So that's just above the plus sign. And then I'm going to click on edit board. Now, this is really important because in this description here, we want to put all those juicy keywords that we've got around, you know, your business for this particular board. So this one is free social media support. So I'm going to put, and this needs to be a proper paragraph, not just a list of keywords. What I'm going to do is put something like this board has plenty of ideas, hints and tips to support your social media marketing and growth. Okay. And then I'm going to put please feel free to pin or share if you feel so inclined, something like that. Okay, so this board has plenty of ideas, hints and tips to support, so I've used that word again, your social media. So I've used that word again. All right, so this is about social media support. So I want to get those keywords not only in my title of my board, but also in the description. Okay, so I want to make it crystal clear what it's about. And then you can keep this board secret, or you can uncheck it and make it public. It's up to you. So I'll uncheck it on this occasion and then put done. Also, you've got here where you can add a board cover. Now, this could be one of the pins that you've already uploaded to it, or you can create your own cover for it. So as you can see, if you click on it, you can choose any one of those as your board cover, or you can wait until you've uploaded a pin that is yours with your brand colors, or you can create one specifically for your cover. And you'll see in a minute that I've done that on some of my boards, not all of them, but some of them. So again, if you want to do a board cover, what I've actually done is I've used, oh, sorry, I didn't mean to do that. Go into there. I've gone into Canva and I've just used the Facebook post. Okay. And then I'm just going to put a background. I'm just going to go in and use the color. Okay. I'm going to put in text. And I'm going to put social media support, and then I'm going to make that bigger and switch it a bit and move it to the middle and make it white. And I could add pictures and all the rest of it, but I'm just going to do that for now, just to show you. Okay, so we'll come back to that in a little while. Right, so for now, that's done. I've added my name and I've made sure that in the description, I've used the same keywords. Okay, so that's now done. Now I want to go back to my little picture up here and back to my saved. And this time, so here you can see there that these are board covers. Can you see that that one and 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 that one, these are all the same. So you can create your own kind of images, your own board covers. Literally, that's all I've done is I did those in Canva, exactly what I've just done when I've just put that pink one on. Okay, so that's all it is, but I've just used a Facebook post because they usually end up that shape instead of the long normal pin shapes. All right, so I've just used a Facebook post size to create my board cover, but that'll become clear in a second. So now I'm going to create a pin. All right, so I've just clicked on create pin, and now it says to drag and drop or click here to add an image. Okay, so I'm just going to upload an image. I've got it sort of saved down here, but I'm going to click on that. I'm going to go to my downloads where my Canva stuff's just come from. And I'm going to click on the pin that I just created with you. So you recognize that one.
Right.
Yes. Yes. Okay. Now I need to add a title. Okay. So I'm going to put learn how to make files from social media. All right. And then here, tell everyone what your pin is about. All right. So free reveals how small business owners can start to make more sales from social media by creating a simple yet very effective strategy that takes less than 15 minutes a day to manage. Yeah. Learn more. Right. I usually put this call to action on my pin descriptions because if you ask someone to do something, they're more likely to do it than if you don't ask them to do it. So asking them to click here, you know, encourages them to click here. You could even put your call to action at the start. So I could put click here to learn how my free challenge, you know, helps small business owners, blah, blah, blah. So I could put it at the start or I can put it at the end. But the point is I've made sure that I've included those same keywords, make more sales from social media. So that is in my pin, okay? It's in my title and it's in my pin description. I want Pinterest to know exactly what this pin is about. All right, so it needs to be in all three places. In your pin itself, in the actual text on your pin, in the headline or title of your pin, and also in the pin description. Then I'm going to add a few hashtags because you can add hashtags to Pinterest. I don't usually add more than 6. So I'm going to put, guess what? Social media. I'm going to, yeah, social media. I'm going to put marketing tips. More business support, because obviously I've said here small business owners, so small business support. I've got social media in there, I've got marketing tips in there. I'm not going to put make more sales as a hashtag because that's just, it's kind of a bit spammy, but I might put sell online, free training, and whatever else I can think of, basically. And then here, add alt text. Now, your alt text is your alternative text. So if for any reason your image doesn't display on someone's tablet or laptop or phone, it will give them this description instead. So if you click on that, it says explain what people can see in the pin. Okay, so you can put something like cartoon characters with social media icon, or carrying social media icons with text overlay. And this is really important, guys, really important. Text overlay, make more sales from social media. So if they don't actually see the picture, you've still got your keywords in there. Yeah, so make more sales with social media. There we go. All right. And then finally, add a destination link. So this is the link where you want people to go to. So you can either go to your website and just copy the link, or if you know it, you know, off the top of your head, you can just type it in here. I would suggest you go and actually copy it. In fact, I'll do that because you only need one, like I said, one little thing wrong in this and it's not, the link's not going to work. So I'm just going to go and copy that and pop it in here. And then I know it's right because I've taken it straight from the website. And then can you see here, it says publish immediately or publish at a later date. Yeah. So I'm just going to click on publish for a later date so that I can show you how to schedule it, because the rest is the same, whether I publish it right now or whether I publish it later. So I'm just going to pop on that. And then I'm going to click on the calendar and we'll say publish Friday at, and then you can just choose the time. Okay, so probably not 1 a.m. That's probably not a great time to post, is it? But,
Lynn,
yeah.
can you go over why you've put like the words carbon characters?
Cartoon characters.
Oh, cartoon. I haven't got my glasses on. It looks like
Yeah.
carbon. But is it
And when
specifically?
you said that then and I looked at it, I thought, oh God, I have, but no, cartoon characters.
I haven't got my glasses on, so it looks like carbon from here.
Yeah, no.
But is it
cartoon.
important to write that specifically? Cartoon
No,
characters
it's
carrying social.
basically, it's just a description of what your image is. Well, my image is cartoon characters, isn't it, basically?
Oh, so the
could
alt
put
text is
plastic-
describing
Yeah,
what
I could put plasticine men, you know, but then
Mm.
are they men or are they women? And you're getting
Oh,
lots of, you know, I can't
okay,
be
I get it
all of
now.
that.
Why
All
did
of
you
that,
say
you know?
men? Yeah.
Yeah,
They
well, you
could
would,
be women.
yeah, plasticine men, but then say, well, they might not be men, you know, and how do you know the men? And oh, I can't be bothered with all of
Maybe
that.
they identify as women.
Well, exactly, yeah, or maybe they don't identify as either. So cartoon characters gets me out of all sorts of trouble. All right, so I've chosen my time and I've chosen my date. And next I need to choose a board to put it on. All right, so I'm going to choose the board that we just created, which was, if I can remember, social media something or other. Free social media support, wasn't it? Yes?
Yep.
So I'm just
Was
going to click on that. It says publish. I'm going to publish. Okay. And then it says my pin is now scheduled and I can see my scheduled pin. All right. And so when I load it, it should come up. Okay. So there it is. So I can see I've got one that's scheduled to go out on the 25th of the 2nd and one that's scheduled to go out on the 26th of the 2nd. All right. So that's how you schedule them. So you can literally create 7, you know, and then schedule them to go out over the next week. All right, and it's really that simple. So if we go back to boards, actually back to, I want to upload this other pin. So pin, and then this time I want to put in this board cover that we created, this one. So I'm going to put that in. And I'm just going to call it social media support. And this time I'm just going to put, because it's not an actual pin as such, I'm not going to kind of really share this about. So I'm just going to put this board has hints, tips and ideas to help with your social media marketing and growth, something like that. Okay, not going to bother with add alt text. I'm just not going to leave that a bother with that, and I'm just going to put the same URL as I just did in there because you have to put one in. So if you have to put one in, you might as well put one in that's going to take them somewhere useful. Okay, and then I'm just going to select this. So I'm going to publish it immediately, and I'm going to select that same social media. Okay. Woohoo! All right. Okay, so now if I look for my free social media support board, you can see that it's here. All right, so I'm just going to pop on that. I'm going to edit my board. So I'm going to go back up to these 3 dots and edit the board. And this time I'm going to put on board, click on here where it says board cover. And I'm going to choose that one. And I'm going to click done. Okay, and then if we go back to our boards, hopefully you can now see that instead of some random person's pin, I've actually got a proper board cover. Okay, which I can then make all my boards look the same. So like this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, all look the same. So you can start branding it so that when people, if people do actually come on to your profile, they can actually see that all your boards are branded as well. So it just makes you look a little more professional. And I just think it looks nice as well, to be honest, if everything's kind of the same. So that's how you create a pin. That's how you create a board. And that's how you create a board cover. Okay. Any questions on any of that?
Not yet.
No, not yet. Okay, brilliant. Okay, because it's simple when you know what to click on, isn't it? It's when you understand it. But because Pinterest is so different from the likes of Instagram or Facebook or anything you ever used before, it does take a little bit of getting your head around. But once you know what to click, then it's actually quite simple. And you've all got the hang of Canva now, so you should all be able to create some brilliant pins. And creating your boards, I would start off with about 10 boards, and it literally can take you half an hour maximum to create 10 boards. And what you're trying to think of, you see, I can now go and pin that pin that I've just created. I can pin it to my free social media support board. I can pin it to my social media tools and tips board. I can create it to my small business hints and tips board. So I'm trying to think of how I can get that pin onto as many boards as possible, so that when people are looking at my boards, there's more chance of them picking it up and repinning it. So if you create 10 boards, think about keywords and what you can call them. So for example, I'll deal with you one at a time. Carmel, you can have boards that are around, obviously, non-plastics. You can have eco-friendly living. You can have sustainable lifestyles or planet-friendly lifestyles. Anything that you think would resonate with your client. Obviously, Joanna, yours will be more like mine. It'll be more about the services that you offer. Goal setting tips, goal setting ideas, goal setting for businesses, small business support. Yeah. So those are yours. Heather, you know what your boards are. What were you going to ask?
So you said we created 10 boards and we created a pin, which is a great pin. Do I attach that pin to all the other boards, or do I create
No, you can do, as long as it's relevant to all those boards. Attach it, not all at the same time. What I would do is I would pin it to one board. So I've just pinned to this board, haven't I, today, right now? Yeah. But tomorrow, I might go in and say, okay, I want to, where is my pin? Oh, it's scheduled, isn't it? Right. So I forgot that. So let's just say, for example, this is my pin. All right. Let's just, for argument's sake. So let's say, right, okay, I've pinned it to that board yesterday or today. Tomorrow I go in and I click on it. And then you see here, I can go and pin it to a different board. So I just choose a different board that I want to pin it to and go and pin it to one of those. And then the next day I can pin it to another one. And the next day I can pin it to another one. Yeah. So that's how easy it is to do that. So just don't go and pin them to like 15 boards all at the same time, because you want to kind of spread it out a little bit, so that Pinterest gets a chance to see what the actual pin is about. So what I would do is I would pin it to the most relevant board first. So for example, Carmel, if you're pinning obviously a pin that's got an image of your non-plastic containers, and then you've got in your title non-plastic containers for freezing and microwaves or whatever,
for the kitchen,
as your title and in your pin, then obviously that would be better off being pinned to a board that says non-plastic to begin with, so that the algorithms get a chance to pick up on what it actually is, rather than putting it straight on, a planet-friendly lifestyle board, for example.
Yep.
Yeah,
Okay.
does that make sense? So
Yes.
pin it to the most appropriate board first, and the most appropriate one is usually the one with those keywords in it.
Okay.
And then after you've done that, then you can post it to other boards.
Is there a
Okay.
limit as to how many pins you can have on a board?
No,
Okay.
no. Well, not that I've ever hit yet, and I've been doing this for
Yeah,
years.
exactly. Yeah, you'd know
Yeah.
if there was. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think there is, to be honest. But even if you hit the level, you just create
I
another
won't.
board. You can actually delete pins. So if we hover over this pin, and you can see this little edit button. Yeah, can you see here? It says delete. Yeah, delete pin, gone. All right, so there we go. So if you start running out of room, you can always go in and delete pins from your board, but I've never run out of room yet. All right, so really that's all you kind of need to know about pinning and boards for now. So it's about going and creating your boards, about 10 of them, putting those great descriptions in that include your keywords, and then creating or finding some pins to populate your boards. So why do we do that? Okay, right. Pinterest is basically it's a curation site. People curate information. So for example, if we have a look at my social media board, let's just go and find one. So social media tools, hints and tips, that'll do. So if we look at this, some of these, in fact, all of those are mine, spookily. Let's find one there where they're not. This one. Okay, health and well-being. Most of these I haven't created. Okay, that one I did, but the rest I haven't. They're all other people's pins. So the reason I've done that is because when I've done my analytics and I've looked at who is actually engaging with my boards and my pins, when I've looked at the behaviors of people, quite a lot of people were interested in health and well-being. And so I created a board just to cater for those, I suppose, and just to kind of see how well it did. So it's not something that I would recommend you do. I'd stick to your own topics, but just to show you that none of these pins are mine. But as I've got a board that's all about health and well-being, I need to put pins on it. So I've gone and found pins from other people that are all around health and well-being and put them on my board. And other people will do the same for me. Other people will come on this board and they will take my pin, maybe, and repin it to their board. So what that then does is it gets my pin in front of their audience. So unlike LinkedIn or Instagram, where we used to only our own followers and connections seeing our content, on Pinterest, it's completely different. When somebody takes your pin and repins it, so in other words, they've put it on their board, then that gets your pin in front of their audience. And if their audience is 200,000 people, then that's 200,000 potential new eyes on your post, isn't it? On your pin, rather. So that's why people pin other people's pins to their boards, because you couldn't possibly fill your board up with all your own content and have an interesting looking board, because you'd run out of ideas, or you wouldn't have the time to create enough content of your own. Also, it's very reciprocal. If you repin other people's pins, chances are they'll come and repin yours as well. So that's why we do that.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
On each board, how many pins do you recommend?
To begin with, I would put about 20 but they don't all have to be yours. As I said, you can just go into, when you go onto your home feed. So if we just click on this home feed at the top here, where it says business, click on home feed, you can see here that it gives you some ideas that you can just go. So we've got, well, let's have a look. So 8 social media engagement hacks. Okay, so I can click on that and then I can save that. Oh, can't find that. Typical. So let's find another one. My 10-minute a day Pinterest strategy. Let's see if that one will open. Oh, I've clicked on it and I didn't need to do that. I meant to save it. Right. Okay, so you can see here, I've just right clicked on it and then it says, where do I want to put it? So I just choose my board and I'm just going to choose one of my social media boards, social media tools, hints. It'll sit nicely on there. So I've just saved that one to one of my social media boards. Oh, let's find another one.
So to save to your board, Lynn, it's just right click
Yes.
first.
If you just hover over it, in fact, if you just hover on the pin, so 20 social media marketing mistakes. So you can see I've just hovered there and can you see this has popped up? Yeah. And then I'm just going to click the arrow and say, right, yeah, that'll do for my social media tools as well, and save it. All right. So I've just saved 2 pins to my board and it's taken 2 seconds. Yeah. Right. So by going on and finding 10 for each of your boards, it's on, it's not going to take that long. Just make sure that they're relevant, I suppose. Yeah. But the more you use Pinterest, the more Pinterest knows what you look at and what you like and what you repin. So it'll just show you more of the same, basically. So over a few weeks, it'll become really easy because that's the only thing it will show you. You will have all images, pins around eco-friendly living or around coaching and goal setting or health and safety, mental health, whatever it is that your boards are about. You will just start to see more and more pins of that nature. So it just becomes quicker and quicker to do this kind of thing. Okay. Right. Now, how to find out how to get people to follow you. So I'm just going to go back into my board. Right. So you can see here that it tells you how many followers you've got and how many people you're following. All right, so you can keep a track of that. And you can also see here how many views monthly your pins are getting. All right, so you can see here that says 60.1 thousand monthly views. All right, so 60,000 people have seen my pins, okay, which is a bit scary. But this happens really, really quickly. And the reason it happens really, really quickly is because if you create attractive pins, people are going to want to repin them to their boards. And if those boards have got lots and lots of followers, yeah, they'll want to repin them as well. And so this happens fast. I mean, really fast. It doesn't take months and months and months for this to happen. It's almost instantaneous. You will be pleased to know. All right. So it's not like trying to build up your your Facebook following or your LinkedIn connections. This can literally happen. I created a brand new Pinterest account and I got to 2,000 followers in 2 months. Wow. Literally. Okay, so yeah, it's really sort of simple to do. So what we're going to do is, you see this little magnifying glass up here. We're just going to click on that, and that's then going to open up this search bar. And in here, I'm going to put social media support. Now remember, that's the name of my board that I just created. Yes.
Yep.
Okay, so I want where it says, oops, didn't need to do that, social media support. I think I'm going to hit that first. social media support. So first of all, it's going to show me all my pins. But then I'm going to click down here where it says boards. Can you see? So when I've clicked this little down arrow here, it says all pins, your pins, videos, people, and boards. I'm ignoring people. When we go on to all the other platforms, obviously we would choose people as one of our filters. This time I'm ignoring that and I'm going to click on boards. And when I click boards, it will bring me up all these beautiful boards with the same name as mine. Okay, now then, this is kind of where the sneakiness comes in, because what I said about you need to constantly find new pins to pin to your board, yeah, so that your boards stay fresh and updated, so that Pinterest continue to push them out there in front of people. You need a constant stream of content, don't you, to keep pinning. So if your board is the same name as their board, then chances are your pins are going to fit quite nicely on their board, aren't they? And that's what you want. You want them to come and take your pins and repin them to their board. Yeah. So you can kind of look around and you can see how many pins there are on each of these boards. So this one's only got 28 pins. I would just ignore that one. Okay, that one's got 119 pins. I might have a look at that one. This one has 709 pins. So I'd probably have a look at that. So I can open it up and I can have a look. And I can follow. So again, I've just opened their board. You can see on my blogging social media, I've clicked on these 3 little dots and I'm going to follow it. Okay, job done. Right, so that's one I followed. And then I'm just going to click back, this back arrow. And then I can have a look for another one. So let's have a look. That one's quite attractive. Social media workshop. Can't see social media support. That one, that's the same name. So I'm just going to go and follow that one. She's only got 11 followers, so it's not going to do me much good if she does. But anyway, just for the purposes of demonstration today. And then back again. So you get the drift, don't you? Here's another one, social media support. That's only got 10 pins. Pins. Let's have a look, see how many followers they've got. Right, now this one, although it's only got a few pins, she's got 1.22 thousand followers. Okay, she's definitely worth following, because she might come and have a look at my board and repin my pin onto her board, and then it gets me in front of this many people, yeah, who I wouldn't have been in front of before. So can you see how this works? So this is why it's so quick, okay? And then when you follow them, chances are they'll follow you back. So I would just go, and then, okay, that's that board done. So then I might go then and have a look at, let's have a look at small business tips. Well, that's another one of my boards. So I'm going to have a look at that. I'm already on boards this time, so I don't need to go and change it. And then you can see here, I've got a whole host of boards called Small Business Tips. So I'm just going to pop onto that one. And she's got 13.32 thousand followers. So yeah, definitely worth a follow. Okay. And there you go. And so because you are following boards rather than people, and because your boards contain exactly the kind of content they're looking for to add to their boards, they're very likely to follow you back. So you can start building up this this following thing quite quickly. Okay. That's all you need to do to get them to follow you. But again, it's like all the other platforms, you just need to do it every day and be consistent. Just go and find new boards and just follow. And then very quickly, you'll start to see that people are following you back. And without all that faff and effort. How great is that? And then
Fab.
to get back out, just click on your little face again, and it'll just take you back to your home kind of profile. So, what do you think?
Cool.
Wow.
Quick question. Is there a limit on to how many boards you can follow a day?
No,
Okay.
not that
Not like LinkedIn.
Not like LinkedIn.
Not,
How
not
many
that-
would you
not-
recommend?
Yeah, not that I've come across. I would recommend follow between 5 and 10 a day, because it's
5
not
to
it's
10.
not as quick, is it? You know, you've got to wait for them to load, and then you've got to go in, and then you've got to see how many followers they've got and stuff. So if you follow between 5 and 10 a day, that's more than enough, I would think, to begin with, because it will take you a bit more time than just hitting the follow button on Instagram. So I would just
Thank you.
look at that to start with. Okay.
Great.
All right. Was that helpful?
Oh, yes. I never would have
Very.
started without this, Lynn. I had no idea that you've got to do boards and pins. I had no idea how it worked or how to
Yeah,
follow.
it is a little bit different, isn't it?
Yeah.
But once you understand the principle, yeah, you create your board so you've got somewhere for your pins to live, basically. Yeah. Then it kind of becomes, you think, oh right, yeah, I get it now. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then obviously the pin itself becomes the advert, doesn't it? So if you imagine, my little pin here, if that had got your goods on there, and a juicy headline, and then the link takes them straight through to your website where they can buy that product, can you see how this starts to work? And that pin doesn't go anywhere. It doesn't go on your board and stick around for 4 hours and then disappear. That pin is there forever. I came across a pin one of my friends had pinned. It's got to have been at least 6 years ago, because she does something completely different now. She actually roasts her own coffee and sells coffee on Amazon. And she's somebody, when I started online marketing, like, decades or so ago, she was like a business buddy. We ended up in the same mastermind together. And we just became friends through that. And she started off helping people with planning for their retirement. That's how, so it was all about financial planning. And now she sells coffee. So I know, and she's been selling coffee for at least 5 years, so I know it's got to be over 5 years. And I came across one of her old finance pins. So they are there forever. A bit like a blog post, So that's why, I mean, we put all this time and effort into creating posts for LinkedIn or posts for Facebook. And that, LinkedIn will last a day or two, at most. So that's actually quite good. Facebook, 4 hours.
Oh,
Instagram, couple
Facebook is
of hours.
hopeless.
Twitter, 12 minutes. So
Wow.
if you're going to put some time and effort into something, then put it into your pins, because once you've created it, it will be there for a very long time.
Forever.
Yeah.
Lynn,
And I get really embarrassed like, when I look at some of my old ones, and I think, oh no, did I really do that? You get better as you go on, like with everything else. Yeah. Sorry, what were you going to say?
I was just going to ask, with Instagram, when you're, you can have 3 or 4 pages on one post, like you do the carousel post, so you'll have 3 or 4 images. You can't do that with Pinterest, can you? You know how you can swipe on Instagram?
Yeah,
and Facebook?
you can in stories.
Right. But stories, you have to be
For
invited.
example, but this is in beta, so not everybody's got access. But that's kind of how they work. It shows a page at a time. So
Right. Okay.
but they don't have kind of the option of a carousel pin just yet. But you can put videos into your pins. So if you've got your
Great.
wonderful videos, for
Yeah.
example, you can
Yeah.
literally upload that straight into your pin.
Yeah. Or
So,
just for a spelling mistake. I'm not going to tell you where.
oh, is that?
No, I'm not telling you.
Is that?
Sorry? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Creating. Creating.
Good job. That's not published yet, then, isn't
Yeah.
it?
Yeah.
So, yeah, you will be able to. They will. It'll probably be out in the next 6 months. I'm guessing that usually is
Great.
after when they start running beta
Yeah.
tests,
Okay.
and then yeah, you can then start doing it. But for now, I put your videos on there.
Yeah,
Definitely.
I will.
And while we're on the subject of videos, did we ever get to the bottom of the sound thing?
No, I remember I sent it to you, but that was when you'd hurt your back. That was like about
Yeah,
2
but I got
weeks
back
ago.
to you. I emailed you and said we'd played around with
Oh,
it, and
yeah.
we both got sound. But when we put it up on we uploaded it to my Instagram account from my phone, and there was no sound, even though there was sound
Mm.
on my phone. Chris thought that potentially it could be an Apple issue. Do you have an iPhone?
No, no,
So
I have a
yours
Samsung.
is, right, so yours isn't an iPhone. You know, the guy
Mm.
that you sent it to that uploaded it, is his an iPhone?
It is, and it didn't work on his either.
Yeah, I would
Yeah,
expect, you know, if it didn't work on mine, I would expect it not to work on his, but we thought
yeah,
maybe it was because iPhones, Apple is really glitchy. It's really funny about what it lets work with it. But if
no,
yours isn't and it didn't work on yours either, then it's obviously not just an Apple issue.
no, no.
So basically, we're still looking into it. The best we've
Oh,
found
okay.
at the moment is that it is an Instagram glitch.
Yeah,
Um,
I think you're right. Yeah,
but
I don't have the problem on Facebook.
no, well, that's right. And
Mm.
everything that Chris has read is it is an Instagram glitch. But he did wonder, you know, whether it could be an iPhone issue as well as.
Yeah.
But if yours isn't an iPhone, then it isn't. So I would
No.
say use those videos and put them in your pins.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, I will. I
definitely.
may as well. I paid £250 for them, so I've got to get
Absolutely.
my
But
money back.
you
Yeah.
know your pins, they support videos, so use them, you know, put them
Yeah.
out there, get them on there.
Will do. Thanks for looking into it, by the way. Thanks to you and Chris.
No, that's fine.
Appreciate
As
it.
I said, it's because it'll crop up again, no doubt. Other people will ask, you know, so at least we're aware of it now. We know that it is a potential problem.
Yeah.
So the only thing you can do is put it up on IGTV, you know, but it's not quite a minute long, is it? Is that why?
I know some are under a minute. The under the minute ones work. The volume has worked. I've got 2 up on Instagram. The
Yeah.
ones that are over a minute, when I load them, they're loading, but they're not loading with the volume
Yeah, it's really
for
weird.
now.
So I
Yeah.
think it is an Instagram thing. We're not really sure what's causing it, other than everything we've read. It
Yeah.
is saying that there are glitches on Instagram with that. So anyway, get them in your pins, and any you know, if Heather, Joanna, if you've got videos as well, then put videos into your pins, because like everything else, videos do well, you know, and then just test them.
Yeah.
Test one, you know, see how many views you get of your video pins, and then see how many views you get of your static pins, and see which one does better, you know, and then keep testing and tweaking it. So, but I would definitely, because obviously yours is a product, Carmel, and products are great in videos when you can demonstrate them like that. I would definitely get your videos up
Okay.
on there. Okay,
Right.
right.
Good.
Any
And
other
I can use them.
questions?
Not from me.
So you're going to go off now and do some pinning, yeah? Right. Yes, Eva.
With your video.
Go on.
No, go on.
I'll go. Oh, okay. So with pinning boards, can we pin pins? I mean, we're liking boards, aren't we? We're following boards.
Yeah.
Do we do anything else, like pinning pins?
No, you can repin pins. So that's when you take a pin off someone else's board. Basically, what Pinterest shows you on your home feed when you log in, it will say, look, you're interested in this kind of stuff, and you can then pin those pins onto your boards.
Yeah. So we're pinning pins and we're pinning other and liking other boards.
Yes, following other boards.
Following other boards and pinning pins.
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
Cool.
So just have a go, just create a couple of pins, create some boards, put your descriptions in, and then just practice pinning your own pins to your boards, and then finding relevant other pins to pin to your boards, and just practice that, for a week. And then once you've got the hang of that, then go out and start following the other boards.
Okay.
Because by then you'll have plenty of content on your boards for other people to see and obviously take as well.
Great.
Right.
Exciting.
Okay. Okie dokie. Right. Well, I'm pleased to say that it is still recording, so we should have captured all of that.
Because I will need to refer to it
Thank
when
you
I do
very
it.
much, Lynn.
Well,
Thank
I
you.
turn
Yeah.
because when I start the Zoom, it records automatically, and I don't, I normally hop on early because some of you guys come on early, and I don't want you sitting there waiting for me. And I know I like to have a chat as well, as you know. So I always stop the recording and then start recording kind of when we've actually stopped. And of course I forgot. I just forgot.
Oh,
Yeah.
well.
But it was,
All right.
we were trying to sort Ali out, wasn't I?
Yes, that's right. Yeah. Well, let's blame Ali. Let's blame Ali today. She's not here.
What? And then afterwards I thought, oh no. Anyway, not to worry. It's recorded tonight. So I
Great,
will
thank
pop
you.
it into the, I think, I don't know where I'm going to put it. Hang on 1 minute, because I've never done this before. Heather,
Wait,
have you actually signed into the new website?
what
I
new
think that's a
website?
no.
No.
Huh? No?
What new website?
No, what new website? Right, I don't do the master.
Sorry, ladies. I actually have to go. Lynn, thank you so much for
Oh,
this.
that's okay. Pleasure.
This is
Well,
so good.
good.
Bye, Joanna.
Catch you next week. Have fun.
See you. See you next Wednesday.
Absolutely. You
Nice
too have
seeing
a
you, Jo.
great week.
And
Thank
you
you, ladies.
too.
Lovely meeting you, Heather. Big
Yes,
hugs,
and you.
Carmel, Lynn. I'll see you Tuesday.
Thank you. You too, darling. See ya. Bye.
Take care. Bye.
Right,
Bye.
where am I going to put it? I thought that what I got, and I don't seem to have.
I thought that was really, really good, Lynn. I've learnt loads. I
Oh,
understand loads.
Yeah, same here. I had no concept
Yeah.
of how it worked at all, Heather. Yeah, so you're right.
I kind of
Great. Thank you for doing.
did, but only what Lynn's been feeding me, bits and drabs. But now it's, I don't know, it's much better now. I think.
Well,
I
watch the
understand it
video
and-
again, because obviously the more you
Yeah.
hear it, the more it'll sink in. And then as you're watching the video, pause it and go and look at things for
Yeah.
yourself, so that it sort of gets cemented in there. And then just practice
Yep.
it. And once you've done it 2 or 3 times, you'll think, God, this is really easy, because it is. There's
Yeah.
nothing difficult about it. It's just knowing what to click and what to do, when you get there. So
Yeah.
I just watch the video through again, and then sort of follow along and try and do the same as you work.
See, I didn't know that you need to have a board face. You called it something like a shop front on your board. I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
for a cover.
Yeah.
A
cover,
cover.
yeah.
You don't
Yeah.
have to. Most people don't
No,
have
but
them.
it makes
Oh.
it tidy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it does,
like
doesn't it? And attractive.
Yeah.
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 People don't
That's
have them. They don't
the-
bother. But I like
them-
it to look. I like it to look nice, and
And it took you 2 seconds to do it.
Yeah.
exactly.
The cover was great. And it looked
Exactly.
great. It looked professional. Just a
Put your
background
logo
colour.
on there. I didn't put
Fashion.
anything
Yeah.
on mine. I just put the title. But
Yeah,
put your
actually.
logo. Put the colour of your business.
Logo.
Make it
Yeah.
same, and that's it. Once you've created the template in Canva, literally all you're doing is over typing the text, aren't you? You've got your template there, and so for your 10 boards that you create, you just go in and just type over the one that was there before. So it takes seconds.
Yeah.
So there we go. All right.
Okay.
what I'm going to do, I won't upload it to the website because Heather hasn't even logged into the new mastermind thing on there. So what I will do is I will email you each the link, and I'll email it to
thank
Angie as well, because obviously she wasn't able to join us, but I'll email it to her as well. All right. So I'll just
Thank you,
email
Lynn.
you the link to access it, and then I'll get Chris to add a resources thing, which I thought we'd already done, but we've obviously forgotten, to the website, and then I will include it in there. Okay.
Okay. Thank you so much for your time, Lynn. That's been
Yeah,
great.
thank you.
As
Really
always.
appreciate it.
No, you're very welcome. And I'll
Thank
see you
you.
next week.
Yep, definitely. Nice to meet you, Heather.